Okay, hello again, year one. Spelling test time. Hopefully people haven't forgotten about their spellings over the week off. I know sometimes it happens. Even if you have, still have a go and think carefully about your spellings anyway. May as well have a go even if you've forgotten to practice them. So, the words we were looking at were words which make an oo or a u sound, and that where the sound is spelt with a ue or an ew, okay? You can make either of those sounds. So I'm going to read you out your spelling test words now. Listen carefully, write them down. Do not rush, obviously, as usual. Okay, so our first one, I'll read them in a sentence. So our first spelling is the word blue, and it is the colour blue. Everton play in a blue shirt. Blue, the colour blue. That's number one, blue. Okay. Next word rhymes with blue. The detectives like to search for a clue. Number two, clue. Okay, number three, the opposite of false, if something you say is correct, it is true. Number three is true. Okay. If someone gets into difficulties in the water, in the sea, on the beach, sometimes they might need a lifeboat to come and rescue them. Rescue. Number four, rescue. Okay. Number five is, I like to draw pictures. Yesterday I drew a picture. The past tense of draw, drew. I drew a picture. Number six, often at the start of a new school year, you will get new school shoes. New. Number six, new. Sometimes if you have three or four of something, someone might say you have a few. I have a few pens. Number seven, few. Okay. Okay, number eight. Harmony and Julius planted some seeds during half-term break. Hopefully they grew. Grew. Hopefully some plants grew from them anyway. Grew. Okay. Number nine. If you're going on holiday on a plane, you would fly there. The past tense of fly, if it was in the past, is flew. Flew. We flew to Canada in a plane. Flew. Number nine. Okay. Number 10, sorry. Somebody threw a water balloon at me. So number 10 is threw. Not through, through. So let me just read them again. So number one was blue, the colour blue. So check your words. Number two, clue. Like a detective would search for a clue. Number three, the opposite of false. Something is not false, it is true. Number four was rescue. Number five was drew. Number six was new. And number seven was few. So we had drew, new, and flew. Drew, new, and few, sorry. Number 8 was grew. Number 9 was flew. And our last one, our final one, number 10 was threw. Like someone threw a basketball into the hoop. Threw. Okay? So let's look at our spellings. Now our spellings for next week's test, the 12th. Is it the 12th? No, that was last. Is it the 8th? Not sure exactly. No, that's when you're first back. Not sure exactly what it is. I can't think. I'm not tired, guys. Okay. Adding the ending ing, ed, and to verbs. It's exactly the same as what we're doing in our English lesson today. That's what our spellings are focusing on next week. Okay, so we have a question here for you. What is a verb? And I've got 3 answers for you to choose from. Okay, and I'm going to give you 1 minute to think about it. Now, we have been looking at some other types of words this week, especially when we've been describing our cave setting from our story. So, is a verb a word that joins ideas in a sentence, such as and? Is and a verb? Is a verb a word that describes something, such as big, or fluffy, or smelly? Is that a verb? Or is a verb a doing word, such as jump, or kick, or chop? Okay, so have a think of it. You've got 1 minute. Which one do you think a verb is? So is a verb a joining word, like and, a describing word like big, or a doing word like jump? You've got about 45 more seconds left. When this black hand gets down here, we'll be halfway round a minute. Remember, a minute is 60 seconds, just like an hour. So when we're halfway around 60, it's 30 seconds. So have a think, which one of those things is a verb? So 30 seconds, we have another 30 seconds left until you run out of time. Is a verb a word that joins sentences together, words that joins 2 ideas together, such as and or because, or if or but? Or is a verb a describing word that describes something like big? Or is a verb a doing word like jump? Hopefully you remember from the English lesson today, and hopefully you remember some of those other things from our other lessons this week. Okay, let's see. A verb is a doing word or an action. Remember, a verb is something you do. Let's look at those other ones. It tells us what they are. Oh dear. A word that joins ideas is called a conjunction, or new one, we just call it a joining word, or sometimes, okay? And because, things like that, you can put in the middle of the sentences to add your ideas, make your sentences longer and join your ideas. Then a verb is a word that describes something such as big. That is not true. A describing word is called an adjective, like we were looking at some this week when describing the cave. We described it as dark, gloomy, spooky. We described the bear as ferocious, okay? So adjectives are describing words. Verbs are doing words, actions. Punch, write, sing. So let's move on. So we can add different endings to a verb to change them. So we have jump plus ing, jumping. We have jump plus jumper. Okay, read each word to your partner and draw a picture for each one. Try and add ed to jump. We're not going to do that because we don't have a partner. But we have jumped. So let's have a look at some of our sentences. It says, can you say a sentence with the word jumped in it? Hugo jumped for joy when he scored a goal. The little girl jumped for joy when she got 10 out of 10 in her spelling test, okay? Something that's already happened with ed in the end, okay? Now, I'm going to read these sentences and we are going to add ing, ed, or just like we did in English. So I'll read you one and you can see if you can work it out, and then we'll have a check. I love the new jump something Gran gave me. What's that going to be? I love the new jumper, okay? Kate was jumped on her bed and it broke. Kate was jumper, Kate was jumped, or Kate was jumping. You can even tell by saying it that it was Kate is jumping. Only one of them sounds correct, okay? The children jump on the trampoline. The children jumped on the trampoline. Okay, let's check them. I love the new jumper. Kate was jumping. The children jumped. And you can tell by reading those sentences which one is correct, because they sound correct when you say them. Okay. When a word ends in a digraph such as k or z, just add the ending on. So buzz, add ed makes buzzed. We also make buzzing. We can also make buzzer. Sometimes it sounds like there's an extra syllable or beat in when a word is ending. So remember a syllable? My name is Kevin Finch. So I have 3 syllables in my name. When you add on ed to some words, sometimes it sounds like there's another syllable. So you have hunted. It sounds like hunted, doesn't it? It, but it's hunted. Still spelled with an ed. Wanted, planted. Okay, you still have to be careful because they don't sound like they're spelled with an ed. They sound like they're spelled with an id, but they're spelled with an ed. So be careful, okay? Click the spinner and add the ending onto the verb. So let's see what we land on here. So I have a Christmas cracker. Okay, so these are your spellings this week, guys. You have hunting, hunted, hunter. So that's a little set. Nice and easy to learn. So if you don't know how to spell the verb hunt, you can just add those endings on the end. Then we have buzzing, buzzed, and buzzer. So learn how to spell the verb buzz, add the endings on the end. Then we have jumping, jumped, and jumper. Same again. And then we have a random little one on the end, cracker. So best of luck with your spelling test for next week.